Many people who travel consider the journey the reward. I've returned to southern Germany for my second leg of the romantic road, a scenic route full of wonderful sights. On this stretch, I will set out from Nördlingen and drive all the way to Augsburg. And this time I've set myself a pretty ambitious itinerary. I'll take in a few old imperial cities, visit an impressive castle complex, hopefully learn how to fish, and I'll end my journey in Augsburg, where I'll try to find out a thing or two about the legacy of one of the richest men in history. Evidence of history is everywhere on the romantic road, and one of the best places to get a good overview of that is from the Daniel, this tower in Nördlingen. The landscape is defined by an enormous crater that was created 15 million years ago when a meteor struck the Earth. That's one thing that draws visitors to the area, a group of American astronauts, for instance. They ate a meal here, at one of the city's most traditional restaurants. The city walls surrounding the old town of Nördlingen may not be as old as the crater, but they've still been around a long time. This wall walk has been here for almost 700 years and is still completely intact. The exact route of the romantic road has been adjusted in a few sections in recent years. It's been redirected away from highways and onto quieter, definitely more romantic country roads. Oh wow, this is exactly the kind of romantic place I dreamt about as a little girl. Harburg Castle. It was once the home of the Oettingen-Wallerstein dynasty. Alas, the last prince has vacated the premises, but lucky for us, it's been beautifully maintained. Next up, Donauwörth. 3/4 of the city was destroyed during World War II, but its proud citizens wasted no time in having it rebuilt and managed to return their town to its former glory in 1946. Donauwörth's claim to fame is a collection of dolls that were made over the course of the past 100 years. I'm at the Käthe Kruse Doll Museum. Käthe Kruse first worked as an actress, but she got her start in the toy trade after her daughter wished for a doll that was more lifelike. The rest, as they say, is history. Today, her originals are much sought after collector's items. What makes Käthe Kruse dolls so special?
Käthe
Kruse put the focus on the child at play and developed a doll to reflect that. The doll is not a model of what the child is supposed to become. It's not a grown woman, a mother cooking at the stove in the family home. The doll was a reflection of what the child was, namely a child. The childish doll was a toy for the kids to play with.
Donauwörth is said to have been founded by two fishermen at the point where the Wörnitz River meets the Danube.
The best place to catch predatory fish is near the mouth of the river.
I've never been fishing, but if there were ever a good place to give it a shot, seems like this might be it. And Peter Clear is going to show me how it's done. What kind of fish are indigenous to these parts?
The most common fish is the pike perch. It's the best fish for eating. Then there's the pike. It's a predator. There have also been more and more catfish around here recently. You can really switch off and forget everything around you, including, of course, time.
Sounds great. Let's give it a shot. Dad, you'd be so proud of me.
Okay, let's go down to the water. Hold on to something, take your time.
Is it slippery?
It is, and a bit muddy too. The whole secret is to keep your wrist stiff. Take it back into the 1 o'clock position and don't let it flop down too much when you cast. Take it back like this. Just try it. Take it up slowly and then snap it forward.
Well, this is going great.
Well, sometimes people have beginner's luck and catch a huge fish the first time they try. I've seen everything.
This is the kind of fish we hope to catch, but no such luck. What went wrong?
Well, the conditions were less than perfect. The water level's too low. And it's not the right time of day. We wanted to catch a so-called Danube salmon, but the conditions weren't quite right. We'll try again some other time.
The fish is too big for the picture. My last stop on this stretch of the romantic road is Augsburg. The city is one of the highlights of this touristic route. In addition to the beautiful architecture, Augsburg has something truly unique to offer: the Fugerei, one of the world's oldest welfare institutions. At the beginning of the 16th century, Jakob Fugger, probably the world's wealthiest man at the time, founded a housing project for people in need. Those who found themselves hard up or impoverished through no fault of their own could find a roof over their heads in exchange for a symbolic payment of 1 Rhenish guilder. And even today, around 150 people call this place home, thanks to the benevolence of Jakob Fugger. Sabine Darius, a member of staff, kindly gave me a tour and told me more about the foundation. Who's eligible to live here?
In accordance with Jakob Fugger's wishes, you have to be an Augsburger, Catholic, and needy.
I'm sure a lot of people qualify on all 3 counts. How do you choose the candidates?
We here at the foundation in Augsburg rely on the social welfare administrators to do the checks. We also write to people's home parishes to see whether someone is registered in the church. And we talk to social workers.
That all seems too easy and too good to be true. What's the catch?
There's no catch. You shouldn't see it that way. But you do have to be Catholic.
I've heard they have to pray 3 times a day. How do you control that? Do you do home checks? Do they pray in public, or is it up to the individual to do it their own way?
People are required to say 3 different prayers once a day: the Lord's Prayer, the Hail Mary, and Apostles' Creed. It's up to the individuals themselves to decide where they say them. People used to go to church, but there's nothing written in stone that states where prayers are to be said. And the only one who keeps track is God.
The people who move in here pay a symbolic contribution just under €1. How is the complex financed? I'm quite sure that's not enough to keep it going.
Davon kann man sowas hier nicht instand halten, nehme ich an.
Not from 88 euro cents a year. 70% of the Fuger Foundation's financing comes from forestry. We own a 3,200-hectare forest, and we sell wood. 20% comes from the admission prices paid by tourists, and around 10% from a property we rent out.
Now I'd like to see what the houses look like on the inside.
Let's go in the kitchen and have a look around. This is where I do my cooking.
This is pretty spacious. How many square meters do you have?
57 square meters in total.
That's plenty for 1 person, isn't it?
More than enough. Here you can see the old arches.
After spending many years in the US, Ilona Barber returned to her hometown and was short of money. The Fuggerei was there to help her out, and she couldn't be happier about it. Another one of Augsburg's highlights is the beautiful Damenhof right next to the Fugger houses. It's a marvelous Renaissance courtyard, which once served as an exclusive meeting point for the wives of wealthy businessmen. And even today, it's still something of an insider's tip. The romantic road is over 400 kilometers long and stretches from Würzburg all the way to the Alps, so there's still a lot more to discover. On the next leg of this scenic route, we will take in one of Germany's most popular tourist attractions, the fairy tale castle of Neuschwanstein, so do make sure to join me for that. Till then, bye-bye.